Here's some things to consider when you're allocating your wedding budget. I'm Margaret Johnson, your wedding fairy godmother, professional wedding officiant, and premarital mentor. I'm going to walk you through all the steps from your moment of yes to your moment of I do. Now, what a typical budget breakdown looks like is crucial to familiarize yourself with the top things to keep in mind when allocating your funds. What can you actually afford? It's imperative that you be honest with yourself about your wedding date and your expectations from the start. What you actually can afford will impact your spending budget. The best way to stay on budget is to be realistic about what you're willing to pay and step away from the venue to the vendors to the dress and accessories. Um, just don't compromise, right? Know from the beginning, hey, if this thing is going to cost, if my dress is going to cost $500 and I see one that I can't live without and it costs $1,500, get the $1,500 dress. It's your day. It's your thing. Um, so the other thing that's going to make a huge difference in your budget is the guest list. The size of your wedding has a massive impact on the amount that you'll spend. So normally venues have a minimum per person, and there is a per head cost for food and liquor, especially if there are, it's going to include decorations, stationery, favors, and things like that. Sometimes outsourcing those items really don't save you any money in the long run. So when you get the huge bill from your vendor and your venue, and they have all these things listed, and it might seem enormous, but sometimes we have the idea that if we separate it and we're not looking at the huge number at the same time, that it's actually less. And in essence, it costs more because if you get it outsourced, you might have to actually pay delivery fee, additional service fees, and things like that. And in addition to, the venue might not be accustomed to working with your vendor, and so there might be some disconnect there. I find that if you can get a one-stop shop, it's better that way. But again, if you're really trying to cut costs and you have some external hookup that will make it beneficial to you, then go for it. The venue, of course, is going to be one of the most expensive things. Also, the date and time that you plan your wedding. Highly sought after seasons and days of the week are pricier for obvious reasons. So if you're thinking about cost, there are venues that have weddings at the middle of the week. You can also, now if you're really going, you're not having a huge wedding party, you can always elope and still make it the wedding of your dreams. You can do a city hall. I personally have a wedding chapel in Massachusetts where I offer services to couples who are just eloping and want to have a decorated altar and a memorable moment. Your wedding style also is going to play a huge impact on your budget. Obviously, the more formal of the affair, the more expensive it will be. So you'll need different dining wear. You might have a DJ and a band. You might have a live musician. Again, the style of your wedding is definitely going to impact what your budget. Now, if you or someone you know is in the wedding industry and you have a super good hookup, then go for it. And in the comments, tell me all about it because I want to know about it too. And I want to refer everything and all these cost savings idea to the couples that I officiate for. It's a lot, but the best part is we get to do this together.